All right, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to DCOMstructed, the annual podcast from Peyton and Logan's backyard in 50210 California Drive. It's a bright, sunny day here in California, and we're just out here on island time. I don't know. You said improv. I thought go with it.
You I think there's a difference between improv and just lying.
I don't know. I
don't think lying itself is improv.
I think the breeze came through, and I was just like, I'm feeling California right now.
We're in our backyard recording this at about 9 o'clock at night.
It's accurate.
Welcome back to DCOMstructed. Glad to have you back. What movie are we covering today, Peyton?
So on this episode of DCOMstructed, welcome back. We're going to be covering Motocrossed today. Pretty excited for it. Looking back, where do you think you'd rank this movie in memory, childhood, like ranking nostalgia, DCOM movies? Like, what kind of tier are you feeling?
What kind of tier? This was, for me, this was it. As far as like rankings as DCOM movies go, it's in the top quarter.
Really?
Yeah. Like, from my memory, I was like, I really like this one.
Wow.
I think, but also just remember, we would have guys in our grade that did motocross and they raced bikes and stuff. I always thought the Secret Lake, that was like really cool. I was kind of jealous. They wore like the Fox gear and stuff sometimes.
Fox is cool. And Fox sponsored this entire movie, apparently. Yeah. But I love the product. I love product placement in movies so much.
I went into it just remembering like this is a solid DCOM movie. I was looking forward to this one.
Okay, that's fair enough.
But you were pretty indifferent coming into it.
Yeah, it wasn't my favorite. Didn't hate it. I remembered it. Had good memories, but also it wasn't like I would turn on the TV. I was the one who
suggested this one, didn't I?
You gave us 3 options, and this was the best of the 3.
Okay. Where were we?
Talked about it. We introduced the movie. Now it's time to move on to the summary.
Don't we do something where we say deconstructed at the same time?
Yeah, I think that was at the beginning. I think we kind of missed it. Do you want to just throw it in now?
Just throw it in now. I can cut it out.
Okay. We can edit the whole thing around it. It's fine. Because
we'll just leave the intro here. If they're listening to by now, they're probably going to stick around for the rest of it.
I certainly hope to God that we cut something out within the first 5 minutes if we haven't even introduced the show yet.
Fair enough.
We'll see how it goes. We'll get a vibe for the production. Right. We might run out of material.
I'm Logan.
I'm Peyton.
And this is
DCOMstructed. I like the Tiger Woods fist pump afterwards.
So let's get into this movie. It was released February 16th, 2001. It was loosely based on Twelfth Night by Shakespeare, which I was surprised to learn, but I've never seen Twelfth Night by Shakespeare.
Okay, but you said what movie did it rip off, though?
Okay, this movie is a straight up She's the Man ripped this movie off. I'm quite sure that's exactly what happened. I think Amanda Bynes was up late one night. She decided to watch one of her old DCOM movies. She's cheating on Nickelodeon, watching Disney Channel original movie content, steals the idea. Nickelodeon loves this. They're huge Amanda Bynes fans. And they're like, you know what, we'll just write a whole fucking movie for it. You can just steal all their content. And Nickelodeon just followed that business structure for the rest of the time. They've just been ripping off Disney this whole time.
So you think that She's the Man ripped off this original concept by Motocrossed?
Yes.
Motocross original concept, then She's the Man stole it?
Yes.
And
what do you think?
But you've never seen 12th Night?
Never seen 12th Night.
It's the whole concept of 12th Night.
No. It said it was loosely based on 12th Night, okay? Whereas She's the Man is a direct shot-for-shot remake of this movie.
Oh my god. The play is 12th Night. You know how Lion King is Hamlet?
Yeah.
This movie is 12th Night.
It's loosely based, I assume. We'll just agree to disagree for now. So let's get into some of these actors. So Andrea, the main protagonist of the story, played by Alana Austin. She actually hasn't been in much content since 2006, I don't think. I think she's just done some movie parts. I haven't seen her in much.
I wouldn't know it. I don't know if I would know anybody in this.
So you'd be surprised. So Riley Smith, who plays the love interest, Dean Talon.
Okay. Oh, awesome. Fucking
He's in some
hot
classics.
Hot
Great
name.
name. Who come? That is a porn star name if I've ever heard one.
Talon?
Dean Talon.
He's got a screaming eagle tattoo on his back, and
For
it looks
sure.
awesome.
He looks glorious. So he's in some classics, including Eight-Legged Freaks.
Never seen it.
Never saw it?
Nope.
It's a great, just terrible horror movie.
B movie?
Yes,
Nice.
it's a great one.
Better than Thanksgiving?
It's not as iconic as Thanksgiving, but it's worth the watch.
Better than Rubber?
In its own way.
Okay.
He was also in Not Another Teen Movie.
Okay.
I don't remember who he was in that. I just saw that. He was also in Radio. If you remember the movie Radio, starring Cuba Gooding
Jr.?
Yeah.
All I remember is Cuba Gooding Jr.
He was kind of like the jerk at first, high school star,
It's
and
never
then
gonna
he
click.
became a good guy.
I've seen Remember the Titans too many times.
Well, so he's actually had a pretty solid career by DCOM standards.
By DCOM standards, you're very right.
He's had a very successful career. Also, Trevor O'Brien, who plays the twin brother, he was in some classics. Gridiron Gang. He was Kenny Bates in that movie.
Okay.
The one where his mom finally showed up to the game at the end.
Nope.
And then he's also played Derek in Dodgeball, who's the dick boyfriend.
That part I can see.
It's a great. He
He's the
did
one
great
who
in
fell
that.
He's the one who fell off the roller coaster,
Broke every bone in his body.
Yep.
Cousin Bebo, dead.
Dead.
So with those shout outs, hopefully you can picture some of these guys in your head and kind of follow us along as we go through the summary, sponsored by Wikipedia.
Can we legally say sponsored?
I think they'll be okay with us reading their content.
I think we can read it, but I just don't think we can say we're sponsored by Wikipedia.
Possibly sponsored by Wikipedia. We will not say for sure.
Sponsored by a mystery organization that
Of
often
knowledge.
distributes knowledge.
I like that. We'll go with that.
Hypothetically.
All right, let's get into this plot. The fast-moving Carson family gets ready to take on their next challenge as eldest son, Andrew, gears up for a motocross race with the hopes of winning a corporate sponsorship. Twin sister Andrea Andy Carson finds herself in a bind when her love for motocross racing provokes her overprotective father, Edward, who is averse to the idea of his daughter participating in such a dangerous sport.
Yeah,
and prefers that she stick to girl things.
He's adverse to the sport and, I don't know, a dick?
He's kind of a dick. He's
That guy
pretty close-minded.
sucks.
Did he? Whenever I saw him, I all I saw was like knock off Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
Right?
I would say knock off Russell Crowe. Kurt Russell had a baby.
Yeah,
That's what I would
right there.
do.
He was a mix of several fine actors.
Yeah.
When their parents are out of the house for the day, Andrea and Andrew decide to have a friendly race to the family track. While racing, Andrew ends up losing control of his bike, causing him to be thrown off and crash into the fence, injuring his knee, which renders him unable to race in the cup. Edward is forced to quit his job, dipping into the family's finances to find a replacement rider from Europe. Okay, a few questions on that last part.
Yeah.
Why would he quit his job over this? Is that responsible?
Yes. So that was actually something I wanted to address. Do you know how expensive that must be to build a dirt bike track in your front yard, to rent a bulldozer for that long, sink all your money into winning this prize money on a race? You got to get somebody to race for you, or you lose all
He's
of that
betting
investment.
on his kids way too much.
I mean, nobody's saying that's not true, but
Jesus.
you got to do. At that point, he's pretty bought in.
Okay. So fine, it's okay. He quits his job. Why does he have to go to Europe to find a rider? Are there not riders in the United States?
They explained that in the movie as well. Yep, there are no good riders left in the United States.
None. I find that hard to believe.
He says that because the season already started, they've all been picked.
I think you can find some random dude.
I'm just trying to tell you, he could probably also find, a female, but he didn't do that.
And damn
either.
it, do they? Let's get into it, people. So, let's keep going. Fueled by her desire to get on the track, and feeling guilty over her brother's injury, Andrea formulates a plan to masquerade as her brother, to which Andrew reluctantly agrees. Andrea is welcomed by unfriendly competition and comes back home with a scrape on her arm, which makes her mother, Geneva, suspicious. She doesn't do shit to hide this thing. She doesn't wear a long sleeve shirt. She reaches across the table with the arm that's right next to her mom.
Yeah.
Wow. She is not good at being dishonest.
No. She could never have a tattoo, I assume.
Never.
That would slip out very quickly. Doesn't know how to hide anything.
Okay, so after dragging out the answer of the youngest son, Jason, who I loved in this movie, played by Scott Terra, and a whole night to think it over, Geneva secretly and reluctantly agrees to let Andrea race in Andrew's place. The catch, however, is that this all needs to happen behind Edward's back. There you go.
That's good, healthy family dynamics right there. I appreciate
Before
that.
he comes home with a replacement rider. Thinking that Andrea is a guy, competitor Dean Talon, who's the main love interest in this movie.
Oh, Dean Talon is...
Dean Talon, great name.
He looks like he could be Cara Delevingne's brother.
I don't know who that is, but...
Cara Delevingne with the eyebrows?
I don't know that person. But Dean Talon, I love him in this movie. He just kind of shines, right?
Agreed 100%. I think that's why he's had the most illustrious career post-filming.
So, Dean thinks that Andrew's a guy, and he takes notice when the lapper, that's what they're calling Andy because he/she got lapped.
Oh, yeah.
Garners the attention of several young women, finding it unbelievable that a 125 rider is getting looks. So Edward's back, and he's now found a replacement rider from France, René Cartier.
Oh, René Douchebaggeray?
This dude sucks. His arrogance immediately fouls up the room, and things are no better when he's offered to stay at the Carson house. Also, they give him the daughter's room? That's kind of weird, right?
Super weird.
You just give him the little brother's room, and the little brother sleeps with the sister, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Or the little brother sleeps anywhere else.
On the couch? My parents kicked us onto the couch several times.
I used to get kicked onto like a bench in the back room, and they were like, I don't know, put down a pillow or two, or sleep on a chair. There's a ground. Figure it out, man. Yeah.
So he's especially poorly received by Andrea after he tries to hit on her and treats her brothers with disrespect.
Oh,
Not a
yeah,
good
he
move.
does.
After some research, Andrea learns that Cartier has garnered a bad reputation for his harsh, underhanded, and dangerous behavior on the track. Not surprised.
Not the good underhand.
But when Andrew brings it to Edward's attention, he says that an aggressive rider is what the family needs at the moment. So going on, Andrea finds no further solace when she finds Cartier talking with Art Henderson, a competitor, the owner of one of the rival sponsors. Yep. A competitor, though she is only given a scolding by Edward when he sees the two of them arguing over it. Back at camp, the Carson family confronts Edward for the way he's treating Andrea.
Nice.
They really come at him, and he fucking deserved it.
And
He's
rightfully
being a real
so.
dick.
He was being a real dick.
He tries to defend himself, but Geneva and Andrew show him how much he's really hurting Andrea by behaving the way he is.
Yep.
Alone in his thoughts, Edward begins to realize how much racing really means to Andrea and the support the rest of the family has given her.
Yep.
He finds Andrea arguing with Cartier. Andrea says that she's only trying to help her family, and Cartier rudely tells her to back off before shoving her. It was an aggressive shove.
Yeah, you don't push a woman.
I have to say that I'm surprised more people in the scene did not react.
Yeah, everybody was just like, that happens.
They're like, no one do anything out of the ordinary.
He's French.
Except for the dad.
It's fine.
And Edward sees this, though. So the dad sees all this happen. He runs over and shoves Cartier back in retaliation. What are your thoughts on that?
He doesn't shove a child. He just kind of steps in the way.
It says he shoves him. Did he shove him?
No, I remember. He didn't really shove him.
You don't think so?
I hope
You're going to put your reputation on that? Possible shoving situation.
Well, I mean, let's be fair. This guy wasn't real great to begin with. This is kind of his redemption arc. I just feel like he's kind of kicking it a little bit whenever he's trying to redeem himself. He's like, hey, my daughter can ride motocross,
I mean,
child.
it's easy to overreact when you're protecting your daughter.
That just shows how passionate he is.
He loves her, man. And he feels bad, so he wants to stand up for her. So he
beats down a 12-year-old.
He not only fires Cartier, but also bans him from karting racing.
Yeah, I feel like those were one and the same. I like how he
I was
bans
like,
him
is that a
first.
different thing? Like, could he still just like hang around the shop?
He goes, "You are banned," because he bans him first.
Yeah.
He goes, "You are banned from karting racing. And by the way, if it wasn't apparent, you're also fired."
Yes, those go one in hand, pretty
like-
much, I think.
Really?
So the dad and Andrea go for a walk. Edward tells her not to think about anything else and allows her to do the final race. On the final race, Andrea and Cartier, now racing under Art Henderson Racing, find themselves fighting fiercely for the finish. When Cartier fumbles on a turn, Andrea takes the victory and finishes first in the final lap. However, an angry Cartier exposes her during a live interview. Okay, I have a problem with this scene. He just simply walks up and he literally points to the brother who's standing 5 feet away and
Yep.
says, "Nope, that's Andy."
Yep.
What are you doing there? What? You're wearing sunglasses and a hat.
Yeah.
That's it.
That'll fool him. 100%.
And he's so close. Why you couldn't just stand off like 50 yards and just watch from a distance, you glory hog?
Yeah, he was like, "No,
I
I
gotta be
here."
a part of this.
Yeah, he's like, "It's not gonna feel as good if we don't get away with it if I'm not standing right next to her. We're doing it all
I
for
have
the
to
thrill."
humiliate them.
Also, that movie just really reinforced the stereotype that the French suck.
Yeah, it really does. And that they lose. And then the mom comes in, and earlier in the movie they just show her sitting reading a rule book, so you're like, I wonder if this is gonna come into play later.
Disney foreshadowing. Is it your strong suit?
She just pulls out the rule book at the end. She's like, I read this thing cover to cover. Nothing about there being no girl.
Twice. She
Twice.
said she did it twice, and I was like, I think once probably would have
That's a little
seen it on
much,
the first
but
one.
okay, cool. And then
You're like, I get it. I took 4 hours on the tax test, you know?
Yeah.
I always triple check.
but I love the mom of this. She's so supportive. Isn't she
Genevieve
great?
or
Geneva.
Geneva?
Oh, she's great. Like
The ending was the most bromantic ending. There was no chemistry.
in their
between
time
the two of
training
them.
together, they like went off road and then they stop at a pond and like hop in together. And he's like,
Yeah.
and he just like, take off your shirt, bro. Have you ever dropped that line to someone?
No,
No, I've never told a man to take a piece of clothing off.
no, not like that. At
Not like
least.
that.
Like if I've seen somebody was like stuck in cactus and they couldn't get out. Like, take your shirt off, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a very specific scenario.
Or covered in fire. I don't know, something like that. You might want to take your shirt off.
So this is a little time later. Back at home, Geneva surprises the kids with news that they have the privilege of hiring a 250 rider for the next race.
Gangster.
Already having someone in mind, she tells Andrea to interview the next new rider. Upon walking outside, Andrea finds Dean and learns that he
Wait.
is signed onto their team.
Dean?
Dean,
Like the love interest?
the love
whole
interest.
time?
Yeah. He's the new rider. The mom pulled a fast one. She
Holy
could tell
crap.
that they had a thing.
I honestly didn't even see it.
The
coming.
mom is the ultimate wingman in this movie. She crushes it.
Mom's pretty dope.
And she learns that Dean had signed onto their team and challenges him to a race. If he wins, he can co-represent Carson Racing with Andrea's family. The movie ends with Dean and Andrea racing. The most bro ending ever, and I love it.
They do a jump. They're like,
They do a jump together.
whenever they got back together, they were just like, "Oh, I like you. If you can beat me," they were like real flirtatious, and then it's just like, "Wee!"
And then they finish on the still frame of them at
And
like
then-
the peak of their jump.
Oh yeah, they just Kyle that ending so
Love it.
hard.
I'm liking it more and more whenever we talk about it. Okay, so do you want to go through it kind of chronologically to see any comments we have,
Yep.
and then we'll do our awards.
Yeah, yeah.
Anything you want to touch on?
Just like my
Yeah, we can
initial
move on.
thoughts on the first scene.
Okay.
Wow, that dad sucks.
Kinda terrible.
Right off, it was weird right off the bat. B.
Well, like, he at first, like whenever he first started talking, I was like, this guy's kind of cool. Like he kind of like knows everything. He's like, let's get it right here. Go for this. I was like,
Oh,
that's
he
kind of
seemed
cool.
inspirational?
He seemed kind of like inspirational. But then, like, as soon as he started being like a dick to the daughter,
It
you're
turned
like, okay.
so fast.
You're like, okay.
So fast.
You're a little upset you didn't get 3 boys. Sorry.
Yeah, whoops a daisies. Yeah, my second thought was the daughter was gorgeous with that long hair.
She had great hair.
I missed that hair. It was right off the bat, and I was
So
like,
you're definitely not pro short hair.
sometimes I am.
Yeah.
Hermione Granger,
But
Emma
on
Watson.
in this case, you
No,
don't like it.
it's because her short hair was the ramp, that everybody had in the sixth
ramp
grade.
didn't help. I had that haircut for a while.
Everyone had that haircut. If that wasn't your haircut from the second grade through the sixth grade,
You were wasting your time.
What'd
I
you-
remember I did spikes for a year. I wasted a year of my life with fucking gelling up my hair and
who
putting
do you
spikes
think
in.
you are, Austin Weeder?
Oh,
that
wow.
man can
That is
pull
an
it off.
inside joke.
Dude, that's the best hair I've ever
We'll
seen on a
leave
man.
it. All right.
So that
So-
final scene, or the final thought on the first scene, I saw the little brother and I go, he looks like his nickname would be Tweaker.
We're not going to call him Tweaks, okay? He's cool. He's a great character. He's a fun character.
He was a good character.
He
but
had some great one-liners throughout the whole movie. He's also the moral compass of the movie, if you pay attention.
Yeah, which is weird that it's a 12-year-old.
It's a 12-year-old. He sets the mom straight. He sets the dad straight. He's an OG feminist, dude.
It's true. And he had good hair.
He's nice to literally everyone. He stands up to like a French dude who's like 10 years older than him for his family.
And he was French. We'll get to that. I hate the French. In
Ugh.
this movie specifically.
Yeah. Okay.
The one thing that I also want to address,
Mhm.
the one thing I think that is important to address,
Uh-huh.
is this is yet another movie we've seen where the dad blows dick so fucking
Well,
hard.
I feel like that's a common thing with Disney Channel movies where it's going to be one of the parents because that's how the kids relate. Like that's their struggles at the time is with
the
their parents.
only female one I've ever seen like that is Smart House. Name me another one where the mom sucks. It's the only one where the mom sucks.
There's like that Ice Princess one.
Frozen?
No, where the girl wants to ice skate and the mom doesn't want her to.
Cutting Edge? I don't
Yes.
think that's a decom.
You're sure?
Again, nope.
Okay. Well, I think there are several.
Okay, if you say so. This is just the third. We're 3 for 3 right now.
Okay. Going back to these twins, I love how quote unquote identical these twins look.
They look nothing alike.
Nothing alike, and all they do to cover it up is put on those early 2000s style shades, racing
Yep.
shades,
Racing shades
And
that don't
and-
cover up any of your
and
face.
a hat, and they
That
just
cover
go
up
around
none of
town.
their. And then they wear the same clothes.
This,
everywhere
it's just
they go.
very. They have different teeth. It's just very obvious.
different face, different skin tone,
So,
different hair
but
color.
as a kid, like for some reason, I was just like, okay, fine, I buy it. I just got over it quick. I was like, whatever. It's
I
fine.
remember that was one thing as a kid. I was like, they're not twins for real, are they? I thought she was.
Oh, I
younger
knew for
than
sure
him.
they weren't.
Oh no. I meant like in the movie. I didn't think they were twins. Yeah.
And then
Not-
any other characters?
Well, the other character I want to talk about is Jimmy.
The store clerk.
He's the store clerk that they confused
Dude,
for a second.
okay, you mean knockoff Jonah Hill?
Is that what he was?
Pretty much.
Maybe.
Jonah Hill would have killed that character. But I think that was like an actually like funny scene.
Yeah. He comes out, and he's like, oh, because they do like a switcheroo on him, and he gets confused.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I'm pretty confused right now. You're pulling a prank. And then the guy goes, were you in the back spraying aerosol cans with the windows down? And I was like, Disney's like, hey, are you huffing paint in the back?
We see him one more time later in the film, and he looks totally stoned, about to drive Andy to a competition.
All of the shop clerk earners have been earners. All of the shop clerk owners have been high in every single movie.
Yeah, all the shop clerks.
Disney's got a preference, man.
Yeah, but I thought, yeah, that was a funny scene because they confuse him because the uninjured Andy comes in along with the injured Andy, and they're both dressed like the male version.
I feel like we should say male Andy and female Andy, because...
Oh, what did I say? Andy and Andy.
Yep.
Oops.
It's hard to differentiate.
That's fair. We'll cut this part out.
And Grenadine, what's their mom's name?
Genevieve.
God damn
No,
it.
it's Geneva. Like the convention.
Like the convention. Like the convention. Oven, mom, dad's sexist. Got it.
Full circle. I love the mom in this movie. She wins me over. I think she's like really kind of like cute and funny and supportive.
Like every other mom, though.
Yeah, that's why I love DCOM movies.
I guess so. Yeah, they always feel like a good mom.
They're also. What were your thoughts on the excuse for having the nail polish?
Oh, loved it.
What was the excuse?
She was like, it picks up the vibrations in the handle so it doesn't spaz your arms up. Dude, the amount of jargon.
It limits vibrations on the pump, I believe was what she said.
That's what it is. The amount of jargon that they used in this movie, I needed subtitles, but in English, because I was like, I don't know I don't know what the pump is.
I would
don't know
like
what
for
an
the fun
overhead
facts
top
to like come
replacement
out of the
is.
corner of the screen to explain stuff.
That would be nice. Like, this is what they mean by all of these things.
Okay, and another thing I loved about this movie is the suspense they build at the starting gates.
Oh, where it shuts down and she misjudges it?
So, I mean, like, there are like several of those scenes throughout where it's the starting gate. But I think they do a great job building suspense for the starting gate because it's usually like some music and they zoom in and they keep showing the guy holding the time with the time cards.
Like a countdown to it?
Flips over. So you get this weird countdown that's not being announced out loud. It's just being shown.
Oh.
And then he runs off and all of a sudden it just drops and they take off.
That's pretty cool because I bet that's how it feels on the line.
Oh,
you can't hear anything. All you hear is the
you're just looking.
rev.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So I think that those scenes are pretty sick. I really enjoy all the racing scenes. I think they crushed them. They knew what they needed to do to make this movie workable.
Which was super dope race scenes.
And then so, you know, this happens. They're practicing. Got some good practice montage scenes. Andy keeps getting better. Eventually wins.
Yep.
Goes from like 7th to 3rd to 1st.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty reasonable trajectory.
Starts getting the wins down, and then right whenever she wins, or does she get 3rd?
No, she wins a race, and then her dad comes in.
That's right, and then her dad comes in.
Mm-hmm. But along like those races, the mom is like holding the sign at the corner with like
she
"You
was
go
the pit
girl"
mom.
or like one more turn, like stuff like that. I would love that job to hold the sign and like write stuff on the sign for them to do.
Yeah,
that is my dream job.
I feel like you would abuse that power pretty quickly.
Oh man, but like I would like give advice, but I also put inside jokes in there, stuff like that.
Keep their spirits high.
Hey man, it's only a race, man.
He gets down with the race. He's like, I wanted to know the conditions of the field, and you're like, I thought the thumbs up was really gonna cheer you up, bud.
Yeah, but look how close I got this emoji to the actual one. I even did shading. That's advanced, but with cross hatching.
He's like, yeah. For 4 laps, man.
Okay, yeah, I would probably go off track. Pun intended. And so about this time, the Frenchie comes in, total cunt.
Ugh.
What is your French line that you do?
Oh, je ne sais pas pow.
Je ne sais pas pow your ass back to France.
Get your pow ass back to France. You don't think I speak French, bro?
And so like he's going through. He's like redlining all their engines while they're practicing.
Oh my god!
Making the brother have to like rebuild all the engines all the time,
and costing them thousands of dollars in
and
parts.
they honestly don't have a lot of cash coming in since Dad quit his job.
Man, that's true.
Where did he work?
I don't know, but he bought a European.
What if he just like worked at like the post office?
That would make sense.
That's how he could travel so easily.
I would say probably soda fountain filler.
Fountain filler?
Not a soda fountain filler, a vending machine.
Vending machine?
I would say that's what he does.
Wow. He's not like some corporate
or a
bigwig.
foreman. Either that or a
Oh, I
foreman.
can see him being a foreman.
Factory foreman for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, he gives off that vibe.
But I gotta give this guy some credit. He does shred. Like he seems to be going fast. I mean, he's pumping the throttle for a reason. He's going pretty quick.
Oh, the dummy French guy?
Yeah, the dummy French guy. I mean, he's got skills.
The one note I wrote was Renee, the French motorcyclist, question mark?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think they have those. Have you ever heard of a French motocross?
I feel like it's so kind of like niche for America that it makes sense that someone from France picked it up and became competitive.
Where would you even ride a dirt bike in France? Do they have dirt in France?
In the country.
I didn't even think they had dirt in France.
And I'm sure it's big in like some places in Europe and people flock to it, like Germany. I could see like being popular in Germany, right?
Yeah, I feel like Disney probably couldn't make another Germany person be the bad guy in their movie. They had to swap it out for something else.
We already did it like 8 times in a row.
They're like, we got to make it one of the allies. Is he going to be British or French?
French for sure.
Oh yeah.
But he's just a total dick to all the siblings, and the kids they organize and go on a hunger strike at dinner.
Awesome.
Pretty crazy.
Pretty fast too.
I wish that my siblings could organize that way. Someone would always bitch out.
Oh yeah.
It would be me.
I don't want to blame anyone in that situation.
Yes,
Logan.
I would bitch out, and
You're
then
like, yes, this guy.
in the prisoner's dilemma, there is one way I go, and I will let you guess what I choose.
Oh, rat you out to save maybe 2 years off my sentence? You better believe it, boy. There's only one person to look out for in prison. His name's me.
And so now we're at like the big race cup championship, right? And So Frenchie, like, he does his first race and he wins, but he fucking like murders a dude. Finishes the race. Yeah. He runs him off the track, finishes the race, and then just starts talking shit about the brother.
Yep.
I mean, you know, I understand what they were trying to make him seem like. They might have gone a little over the top.
Like a real asshole Frenchman?
Yeah. And so after this, he ruins pretty much the last good bike they have.
Because what do they have to do to it? A top over replacement?
Yeah,
valve?
the little son does a top end rebuild.
Top end
in like an hour or something. I mean, it just sounds like it should take a couple days to make.
A top end rebuild.
The whole top end, you're rebuilding it, cutting it off. You're fastening.
The kid had an acetylene torch and a TIG welder, and he was going to town back there.
But this really occurs after the dad kind of comes to terms that he's been a dick, and he kicks Frenchie off the team.
Thank God.
And he's like, girl, go. He's like, you go, girl, go get him.
Yep. Finally agree. Did he shove that Frenchman though?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he shoved the Frenchman.
You say so.
And then so Andrew's going up to the race. We see the Frenchie went to Team Henderson. Honestly, just a smart move by him. I mean,
quick question though. Yeah. They switch teams and switch riders
a lot.
Yeah. Which seems like you would be trading a player in the middle of a game.
Are you allowed to do this? It seems like they're like he already started these races for one team.
I know. But then I was like, this seems.
It seems like he switched teams in a matter of 20 minutes, which seems just a little iffy.
You feel like there would have to be some sort of paperwork.
Like there's sponsorships involved. There's money involved.
Yeah, he's like, his name's Andy.
It takes at least 10 minutes to sign papers.
You ever had to get something
this
notarized?
Kid is like alone, like 16 in America, and he's just switching teams. Like he's supposed to stay at their house, so like he's evicted. So he has to find. I don't blame him going Henderson. He has no roof now.
Yeah, they really didn't tell it from the Frenchman's perspective here.
Like he was, maybe he just came over. He was just really nervous. He was just putting on a facade.
Probably.
You know, and he's like, I have to show them I'm not scared. Like I earned this second chance. Mm-hmm. This is my chance. I cannot screw this up.
Yep. You want to know who else ripped off this movie?
Who?
Ricky Bobby. The goddamn Frenchman.
Shit.
He's just putting on a facade the whole time, like you said.
Man, we're really starting some fire in the cinema industry. No kidding. Okay, so I think we're through everything. You want to get to the awards?
Yeah. You ready for that?
Okay.
So time for a couple awards, I guess. We'll go with the traditional ones first. I'd say number one, our go-to one, overactor.
Overactor of the movie. Who do you think it was?
Do you want to say it at the same time, or you want to go different times? Probably different times. It's fine.
Different times is fine.
I would say the kid.
The kid, the little brother?
Mine was the little brother.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Man,
Jason.
I thought he did so good.
I thought he did fine, but he was an overactor because he was a kid.
Yeah.
Everyone else seemed fine to me.
Okay.
No.
You already said it.
I know I did. I can't take it back.
Well, let me say mine, and then you can do
yours?
Mine was Andrea, the main character.
Oh, the girl?
Which she kind of had to do for the role. I understand it's a little unfair, but she was. After a while, I did get a little. It got a little old for me. Yeah, I felt like she was kind of overdoing it.
That's fair. They did make a 16-year-old play two characters in a.
It was challenging, and I feel like a dick for it, but it's just how I feel.
It's fair.
So you're. I guess,
I'll give it to the kid, Jason.
Give it to the kid, but you made a note that the promoter.
Gets an honorable mention for overactor.
All right. Favorite scene.
I think the very first home race. I think that's my favorite scene. Whenever Andy and Andy race out there.
Okay, that before he gets injured.
Yeah, when he gets injured.
Yeah.
But like right before it, when they're just out there racing each other.
Yeah.
That was a good brother-sister moment. They're like hanging out. They're doing something between them. Mom and dad aren't home. It's a little like fun, exciting. You know what I mean?
Wow, this does sound like a porno.
I guess, but like you never used to like go swimming or anything like that, or when your parents weren't home, or like sneak out or anything, or like go to the river or nothing.
Like we honestly could kind of like do whatever we wanted during the day. Like we could go like to the woods and go and explore if we wanted to. We just had to be back at a certain time.
Okay, I guess so.
We could do a lot.
I don't know. It just felt cool. It felt like whenever like you just have a secret.
I liked it. Okay, yes. Like my parents aren't home and I'm watching like an R-rated movie or something. Whenever
there
I was
you
younger.
go.
Like that. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Let's go with
and
that
like,
one.
And like you're always smart. You're just like looking down the hallway.
Always. You are turned on the TV is facing behind you, and you're staring down the hallway just listening to it.
Yeah.
And you're just staring for that door to crack open, and you just have the remote in your hand, and you've pointed it. You've already double checked that it's going to flip back to the other commercial.
You have it on.
Yep.
What is the move? You hit return and then you go up.
Oh,
so
I
that
never
way they
go
can't
up.
do a recall on the last channel.
Ooh, I never even thought to
And then
do
you just
that.
go up and back down.
What was your recall channel?
It would always be like Sports Center. That was easy.
Mine was Nick at Night.
I watched a lot of Sports Center growing up.
I did not. I did not watch a lot of Sports Center. Yeah. I watched a lot of Nick at Night.
Yeah, Nick and Night was great.
What was your favorite scene?
My favorite scene was the store clerk scene.
With Jimmy?
I the second time watching that, I remember as a kid, I thought it was really corny. I still thought that, but I enjoyed it. It was a funny little scene.
It was funny.
Yeah.
It was very funny. Disney also, for the second time, referenced a Stoner line, which was Huff and Paint in the back.
Oh, yeah.
And then in Johnny Tsunami, he was like, "Here's some for my secret stash, man."
Disney.
Disney.
Throw those winks at the adults watching with their
Disney,
kids.
not very subtle, my man.
All right. I think we about butchered this dead horse.
Butchered it?
No, that's not right. Let's cut that.
I think we've beat this dead horse.
We've
enough.
beat this dead horse.
I don't think either one's real good.
I hope you enjoyed our ideas.
Oh God, I'm glad you're not butchering a live horse though.
What does horse taste like?
Or beating a live horse. What's worse, beating a dead horse or a live horse?
I think a live horse is worse.
Yeah, you would think so, right? Because you're gonna kill it.
Yeah.
The other way, it's just a body.
Yeah, I mean, Rocky punches like cow carcasses after it's dead, and no one cares. So
The people who buy that meat do.
I would pay so much money to have Rocky Balboa punch steak.
Would you ever eat it, or would you just freeze it forever?
I would definitely eat it.
All right, though, man. Final verdict. Does the movie hold up for you? Does Motocross the movie hold up?
Can I get some drum roll? Batman. It did not hold up for me.
Yeah.
It was fine. It was good. I remember liking it a lot more when I was younger. I didn't have the same enthusiasm for it I had for like Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off. I actually liked that one even more whenever I watched it.
Yep.
This one, it was great. It's still relevant to today. There are a lot of feminist moves throughout the movie.
True.
Pushes for that. I think it's aged well.
It has. You wouldn't think it would have aged well, but it's aged.
The only
pretty
thing
well.
that hasn't aged well is the fashion, which is what you'd expect.
What? You're telling me you still don't rock flamed out Supreme throwover hoodies?
Only on the weekdays.
That makes sense. Yep, I gotta agree with you. I don't think it held up either.
Well, I mean, they all, but it's important that we watch this. I enjoyed watching it, and we get to talk about it. I enjoyed it. I mean, it's not to say that we didn't enjoy the movie; it just didn't live up to the hype we had in our head.
Fair.
Right?
That's a good way to put it.
I gotta get going. I got a gnarly drive home.
All right. On that note, this has been Peyton
and Logan,
and this is
DCOMstructed.
Weird. Oh, I messed that one up.
Fuck you.
All right.
Thanks for joining us on
DCOMstructed. One thing I do want to address about that dreamboat, though, how good of a name is Dean Talon?
Dean Talon. It's almost too good. Like I told you, it's almost a porn star's name.
I mean, there's a lot of porny vibes in this movie. I honestly had to double check that I was watching the right link. I went back because I mean I may or may not have seen it on YouTube, and I was like, these bastards! If they gave me the porno version, and I'm this far into it, I'm gonna finish, but I'm gonna be pretty upset.
This is the porno version. It's gonna set me back 90 minutes from watching the actual version.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish out the plot lines as long as they develop in some sort of sequence that I can get behind.
You don't think I can get insight from a parody?
That's what I come to the table with. That's our next podcast. Is you watch the real film. One of us just watches.
We'll
the
see how
parody.
close we get the plot lines.
Yep.
But
we're gonna have to go back and forth, or it's gonna get pretty dark pretty quick for one of us. That just seems like too much porn.
That's giving me an excuse to watch 90 minutes of porn.
Yeah, but analyze it.
Oh God.
Yeah, because you have
That's
to do
intense.
all 90 minutes. You can't fast forward, or you don't get any of the plot.
That would be a lot.
I feel like there should be a lot of points that you could probably fast forward between.